What's up guys, welcome back to another episode of my Minecraft Better Than Adventure playthrough. In this video, I'll be giving my thoughts on the recent updates to Minecraft Mojang's been making, and then kind of outline why at this point I feel like the game has gotten to a point of no return. It'll never be what it once was, at least for me. And honestly, I will try to avoid playing all the new updates for as long as I can because they just don't appeal to me anymore. But first off, before I do that, my last video was showing off some features of Better Than Adventure, some new items, some new blocks, some new mobs. One of the features that I didn't mention because I forgot it was in the game, and so I started to accidentally do it while I was preparing to record this, is if you hit V on your keyboard, you just automatically walk. I'm not touching my keyboard right now. I just hit V and you just go. I suppose that might be useful. The problem is you can't hit V. I'm sure you can hear my keyboard. Hitting V does not turn it off. In order to turn it off, you have to tap one of your movement controls, so WASD. Right now, I'm smelting some iron. This, I think, is a good thing to get all my iron liquidated into ingots. Whenever I try to go for steel, then it'll be easier. But to get back on topic, it's not really a secret anymore that a lot of fans of Minecraft are not happy with the direction the game has been going in lately. And you can trace this back all the way to 1.9, where the fans were unhappy with the combat update. Before I get too started, I have plans for today. I'm gonna try to go out and collect clay. But people really didn't like the 1.9 update, and there have been dozens upon dozens of videos explaining why. And there are also dozens upon dozens of videos where people give their thoughts on why they think the game has changed, and why they think it's gotten worse over the years. And this isn't a thing that's universally agreed upon. Plenty of people still love the game and think it's awesome. But especially for people who've been playing this game for a long time, they no longer feel as if it's the game they grew up playing with. So before I go into more detail and give individual criticisms on updates that I think Mojang made that were bad, I want to start off by saying that personally, I feel like just due to the nature of the game Minecraft, everybody will eventually outgrow it. Maybe not at the same rate. Like, it might take some people, 3 to 4 years to finally grow sick and tired of the game. But other people might play it for another 20 years before they finally decide, I've done everything I've wanted to. The updates just keep getting worse and worse to me. I think I'm just going to call it quits. And that is because Minecraft is special in that it is a live game. 99% of video games they release, and they might get updated for 1 or 2 years with like bug fixes or maybe some downloadable content you can buy. But in general, once the game is out, the game is out. There's no going back to fix it. Mario Odyssey just got Mario Balloon World. Legend of Zelda sometimes gets a few dungeons you can go back and do, but the game is still relatively the same. But the thing is with Minecraft, they're always adding on new features to it and making changes on pre-existing features. As far as I'm aware, Mojang has no plans to finally stop updating Minecraft and just release Minecraft 2, right? Because that's what every other video game company would have done at this point, is make a Minecraft 2. Make Minecraft, they make Minecraft spin-off games, but let's go ham with that. They wouldn't be on Minecraft 1.21. That is kind of insane when you start to think about it. And so the reason why I think that Minecraft is kind of doomed in a way that all fans of the game will eventually get bored of it is that eventually too many stuff will be added to the game for each player that just detracts from them from playing it. Like back when 1.9 came out, there were people who, the new comment update, the game was forever ruined for them. They haven't gone back and played it again. Now, if Mojang were to reverse course and change the combat system again, I'm sure there are people who love the 1.9 system so much that they'll be like, nope, I like this system better, I hate this new one, I'm never playing this game again. And there's nothing Mojang can really do, it's that popular of a game. Oh my god, it's so dark down here. This is going to be a lot harder than I thought it would be. So now that I've kind of explained why I feel like Mojang is just kind of doomed to always be losing fans, I want to go over some personal grievances I have with Mojang over the years that aren't really as talked about as other things they've done. Like, you don't really need me to be here and explain why 1.9 was such a bad update. Everybody either thinks it was terrible, or they love it, or they've gotten used to it. Those are like the three main things. I think nothing I will say will change your opinion on what you think about that update. But there have been other things that are less talked about they've done. The first thing I want to talk about is their slow development times for various updates. And you might think, oh, well, I know about those. It took, an extra year for 1.19 to come out. The Warden was supposed to come out with Caves and Cliffs. They had split Caves and Cliffs into 2 updates, and then they still weren't ready by the time the second part came out, so they made the Warden its own update. There are way more examples of this happening. You guys remember bundles? Bundles were going to be this. It was kind of like Mojang's solution to the inventory problem, the backpack problem. You had these little items that could store up to 64 items in their little pack. You couldn't really stack anything, but like, say if I had a bundle right now, I could put in my 9 arrows, I could put in my doors, my furnace, my crafting table, and all the 3 food sources I have into one inventory slot. And it was a nice precursor to shulker boxes, because once you get shulker boxes, you kind of have the backpacks, but your inventory will still get clogged. If you try to explore the overworld before you go to the end, you're gonna encounter a bunch of like flowers and wood types and maybe buried treasure. You're gonna run out of room eventually. But despite Mojang adding in shulker boxes, which are objectively more complex and advanced than bundles, at least as far as I can tell, shulker boxes have way more inventory space, they still haven't added bundles into the game. Last I heard, they were having problems with like Pocket Edition and Bedrock Edition and in bundles, but at the end of the day, it's just another shulker box, really. Just less. But it's not even that, because it's less powerful. I don't understand how it's taken Mojang so long to add this one thing into the game when they practically already have an identical item. There's so many other examples. I'm sure you guys know the biome votes. So the biome votes, you could vote 1 out of 3 biomes to be heavily updated and changed. And where is my stuff? And I believe the mountains and the swamp? No, the Taiga one. And then they did also update the swamp, because they said the thing about the biome votes is that just because a biome didn't win would not mean it wouldn't be updated. This would just give them an idea of which biomes to update first. They probably did the first biome vote like 5-6 years ago, and to this day, only 3 of the 6 biomes have been updated. And it's not like these are super complex updates. Like, if you remember the Taiga update that happened, was like the first biomes to get super revamped. All it added in were foxes, sweet berries, and maybe 1 or 2 other things. Just like a single mob, a single item. Whoa, I hit V! Let me go! Okay. It wasn't like they were adding in completely new, like 1,000 new blocks. They just have to update these biomes with like a single new mob, a single new plant type to make them more lived in, and they can't even do that. Now, as for more specific complaints, I really dislike Mojang's entire philosophy when it comes to game design. They seem to be more focused on changing pre-existing features in the game that maybe they need an update, maybe they don't, than actually add in new content. And for example, the I think most egregious example of this is back in 1.14, when they decided to go in and update every single texture in Minecraft. To this day, I do not understand why Mojang felt they needed to do this. The entire point of Minecraft is that it's like not supposed to be the best graphics. It's supposed to look pretty old. By going in and like slightly updating all the textures to make them more detailed is just so unnecessary. And a lot of them just look worse compared to the original. Like the wheat texture looks bad. The netherrack texture looks bad. The stone texture doesn't look that good. And that was a long time ago, but even recently, they were like updating Minecraft Steve's texture. And like, why would they do that? Why would they feel the need to slightly make Minecraft Steve more detailed? The most recognizable icon in gaming history has to have maybe like Mario. And you want to give him like extra shading on his face. Why are you doing this instead of actually like making the biome update or making bundles or doing any of the other stuff you could be doing? There's a lot of stuff like that in the game that I think are unnecessary. I also don't like how Mojang seems to not understand the difference between making something more tedious and making something more, like, making something more harder. So, I'm sure the most recent update they've made to the game is a nerf to villager trading. As I was saying, they have this new villager update, and before it works is that every single villager could give you every single trade, it could give you every single, like, book and stuff, and it was kind of overpowered, let's be real here. So people were saying it needed to be nerfed. Instead of like making the books harder to obtain or something, all Mojang decided to do was just make it so that the books were biome locked to the biomes. So you can only get Mending books if you go to a swamp. You can only get Fortune books if you go to like a desert or something. And to me, this is not this doesn't make these books more difficult or rewarding to obtain. It just makes them more of a pain in the ass to obtain. They were already pretty annoying to obtain, having to just kidnap a villager, because that's a whole process in and of itself, and then just refresh his trades over and over again until the book you want. Now, you still have to do that, but just in a specific biome. As I've been saying, it doesn't make it any harder, it just makes it more annoying. I think there is a similar thing in the Caves and Cliffs update, where these new caves that are super big aren't actually that fun to explore, at least in my opinion. They're just really annoying. They're so big that you have to light up such a huge area. All the new stone types are like way too common, so you just have your inventories flooded. Bundles still aren't out, so that can't help you at all. And just in general, they make the game more tedious. Same thing with Netherite, what they've done recently. Is Netherite already pretty stupid to obtain? Let's be real here. Having to go and mine down to like Y20 in the nether where there's literally nothing, and just, but yeah, having to strip mine or like TNC blast mine isn't that fun when the only thing you can get down there is netherite and it's super rare. It's just time consuming. And then they made them even more difficult, not difficult, but tedious to get by making you, in order to actually upgrade tools to netherite, requiring you to go get this item from bastions that I don't think they're super uncommon, but like outside of that one item that they added in, there's not a lot to be done. There's not a lot of resources in bastions besides like building blocks heavy into that or gold, which doesn't have a lot of use outside of bastions. So I think the last thing I want to talk about while I go on this rant is the actual Warden update, because that's kind of like the biggest update Minecraft has done recently. A dog is running in the background, so sorry if you hear him. And a lot of people do like, I think, the Warden, the Deep Dark, but to me, it's just the perfect example of everything that's wrong with modern Minecraft updates. There is, as far as I can tell, no real incentive for you to go into the Deep Dark. The Warden is a mob whose entire gimmick is that you should not fight it. It doesn't drop anything cool. You don't get any experience from killing it. You don't get any special item for killing it. You just have to avoid it. And to me, that's not fun. I feel like Minecraft should be about fighting all these weird and wacky mobs. It shouldn't be about sneaking your way around this mob that's so dangerous you shouldn't fight it, because I'm just not gonna bother them. The only, like, what's even in the Deep Dark? There's that special music disc you can get, which is cool, I guess. Nice, it is good, I think, they're finally adding more music discs. There's Swift Sneak, which is an enchantment that's only really useful in the Deep Dark. So, the reward for doing the Deep Dark is an award that makes doing the Deep Dark easier. And then, I think it is also a good way of getting levels, because the skulk sensors and skulk blocks give off a ton of levels. But you can just, like, fish, you can get nether quartz, or you can just villager trade to get enchanted gear. Like, the skulk XP system, even though it is a good way of getting levels, there are just better, easier ways of getting levels. I remember my friend started a Minecraft server this past summer, and I didn't plan it very much. But what was funny about the server is that they had the deep dark right underneath their spawn. And so I tried to go down and mine. And I tried to like avoid the deep dark, but you just couldn't. Because you don't have any good gear yet. If you try to mine under it, the Warden just spawns and it hears you underground even if you're sneaking and not moving very much and hits you with its ranged attack. You can't go through it, obviously. And so in order to actually mine on my friend's server, you had to go out like 500 to 1,000 blocks. So I've listed a few reasons and given some examples of things I don't like about Mojang. They keep on changing stuff and doesn't really need to be changing. They aren't adding things that they said they were going to add. Remember Fireflies, guys? That was really cool. And then a lot of their additions just make the game more tedious and aren't really that fun. They don't really encourage you to go out and explore, do more things. And because of that, honestly, I feel like at this point, base vanilla Minecraft survival is just not worth playing anymore. If I started a server with my friends, I would rather play on like 1.8. 1.16 is probably like the last really good version I liked. I'd rather play modded Minecraft like what I'm doing right now, or on PvP servers. I highly doubt I would go back and play modded Minecraft survival again. It just isn't the experience it once was. I think that will do it for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.